Okay, I've taken apart the assault pack up to this point and removed the part that was in here and the part that was in here. So this is basically the main frame, the main part of this kit. It's a strong plastic. Clearly this is something that is going to be modified, and for starters, as I mentioned before, I'm going to expand this out, and I need to do like a rough estimate. Right now the width of this is 1 full inch, so I'm thinking of increasing it up to 2 inches to be like that. But for me to validate that, I'm going to take the RX 782 here and then just kind of eyeball it. So if I did that, that should be fine. I may give it an extra, maybe a little bit more up to here, so that way it may be better to be around the same width size as the backpack. So yeah, I think maybe that amount should be fine, maybe a little bit more depending on what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to create I'm going to create something to connect this inside. I'm not going to seal it up yet. I want to utilize the inside of everything here to help me out with this, because there are several things that we need to establish. One, the cavity needs to be reinforced, using the joints that's here. So I'm going to be using the styrene sheets here. As you can see, this one actually fits into that, and I could probably jury rig a peg that will fit into that, so that way it aligns up properly. I'm gonna either that or probably end up gluing it here, but that's not going to work either or. So I got to get the right size for this, which is actually this is a little too small for this, but I think I have a smaller size for this. So that's one. The size here and here is going to help me out with the placement or the connections of the wiring, because that's the one thing about the cavity here is the wiring placement, where it's going to go, where it's going to connect to. There's absolutely no way that I'm going to, because it's this part here holds the weapon pylon. It's going to have that engine, the lights in the engines there. I'm not going to drill a hole here to connect to there. It's probably going to be ending up like what I did with the Bellerophon, where I made an umbilical going from one end to the other, and I may end up drilling a hole here for that feature to go either around there under this, or connecting to the pod there on the side. So all the wiring needs to be figured out and how to do this, but at the same time this part has been removed, because this was the actual connecting to the base. I am going to make a structure, so once it's big enough, don't know if I'm going to use this, but it's most likely I'm going to probably end up adding one of the parts here going from here to here, and then 2 parts here, so that way it's strong enough and wide enough. But I'm going to have to remove this to put the bigger one on, so I may have it'll probably be a lot taller, just so it shows more of the kit. Another feature which I have to test is I purchased these RF wireless remote switches. I have 2 of these, and clearly something like this can be fitted in here and here. So and I'm trying to dictate how the lighting is going to be, because I need to find out how many lights I can put on the kit from the back, how many lights can be put on the top. on, because you have the lighting that's for the engines, and you have the lighting that's for the GN drive. That's a saying GN drive. Sorry, the iFeel drive, and two other light sources there. So these are things that I need to figure out how to do it, because I'm going to probably be ending up using both of these, and then figuring out how to connect and make the wiring connections, because I did purchase some connectors to be placed here at the base. So when I create the custom base, the battery pack will be under the base, and then it will connect. I'm not going to do like metal on metal contacts like I did with my SDF1 Fortress kit. This will be like a connector like you see from like perfect grade kits like the Exia and the Unicorn Gundam. So this is what it looks like without the support pegs, and here it is with the pegs on. Nice, right? Now what I did was, these are actually held in by the actual peg here, and to use it as a guide for this, I took the my bamboo sticks. I took one that's the thickest one I had. And I applied Elmer's glue on this. So I made like these custom wooden dowels, and then I measured them so it falls into place like so. The size is perfect. These will act as my guides. And then I'll begin the assembly of the plates on how I'm going to do this on each side. That was easy to do, very easy. While I was waiting for the glue to dry, I wanted to work on that red part that was back here. And what I did was, using some saws from Tamiya, this one right here, which has already been, I used the Olaf handle here from a hobby knife just so I could hold it in. I cut the size of these. It was a bit of a chore to do it. From here in the bottom was easy. From the top I had a bit difficulty because I knew I wasn't going to be aligned right. So what I did was I took some of this tape. This is used for scribing. I put it on this area here, and then using this tool I began scraping, but added as a more of a scrape and then a guide type thing. Then using the saw I cut the whole thing off. So it's like this. This is a little. This took off a little bit more than here, but that's okay because I'm going to probably eventually clean it up a bit more. So it would go like that. I'm going to be cleaning it up so it could be a little even. Don't know what I'm planning to put here because I am going to probably expand it out a bit or make a rig to hold on to fuel tanks, you could say. I'm also actually considering to drill a hole through here, through there, or drill, cut this off on the inside. But then that means I would have to literally destroy all this just so I can get to this and put something on it. I have something that I may want to put on it, so it's up for debate. This is going to be a little bit more detailed up, and then it will conform to the part here. I want to figure that out. So there you go. Work in progress is going pretty well. Just need to sand this down, and now I have my plow plate here. This is a thick plow plate. Where's my calculator? I had it here a minute ago. Hold on a second. Alright, here we go. So make sure this thing turns on. Come on, there we go. Alright, so there we go. So this is, oh, we did this at 0. Come on. Hey, now I won't measure. I wonder if the battery is no good, but then it's turning on. Alright, so now it looks like it's registering something. Let's go to 0. Good. So the thickness of this is 0.8 millimeter. I have another one here. I believe it's the same thing. Yeah, 0.8 millimeter. So this will be, so the thickness of this, I'm going to fill in the gaps here. This part needs to be cut off, and I'll think of something around here, and we'll go from there. So give me some time to adjust this, and then we'll see where we go. While I'm trying to figure out the inside of the support of the hull of the assault pack, I already took apart this, and this will be removed in a moment. But again, I did mention before this will have to be extended, and I'm going to probably bring it up to here. Should have. I'm going to do the same technique with the dowels. I have this one cut off. Doesn't go all the way, but because there's a little notch there. That's actually maybe a good thing, because I could probably cut a little notch there just to align it properly. But for now, if we do this and this, it will look, you know, it will have the length that I need. And right now we're going from a part that is 1, 2, up to 2¼ inch in length, to going to, let's measure this out on the table. Going to 1, 2, 3 inches in length. I may decide to go 4, but that I don't know yet. But I think this should be fine. And then once I get this all set up, then I'm going to, this will be removed, and then I'm going to put the I'm going to assemble the structure that will hold the pylon, the platform for holding the Gatling guns. And I think I'm going to have to probably maybe make it a bit longer, because I'm going to have to review one of the Gatling guns. I haven't done it yet, but I think that Gatling gun is huge, and I want to put a wing where I was actually considering of putting the gun under the pylon, like I showed in the previous video, using the example of the Cobra attack helicopter. But I think what I'm going to do is create like, how can I give it as a good example? All right, where is that extra part here? All right. So let's assume that this is the pylon itself. I know this is, you know, work with me here. And I put a turret on top here where the Gatling gun will be sticking out on a side, and another turret down here, and the Gatling gun will be on a side as well. It will have the ability to pivot down, pivot up for the, you know, all 4 Gatling guns will have independent action with its ammo case and everything. And that's the intention here. So that will be the idea. Like I said, this part I'm going to probably gut, and I'm going to cover, because I don't think this is required. This needs to be drilled. This needs to be drilled because I'm going to put a light source in there. And that's why I'm going to probably remove this because that way I have more accessibility to get to this if I have to cut this off. You got that? Understand? Now, I was going to keep this as a surprise, but there's no way around this. I'm going to explain what I'm planning to do with this. This is both a weapons pylon and a thruster. And I may end up, like where this part here, where that wing is, I may end up putting a fuel tank here. Because here, these two parts, it's ridiculous to make one solid part look like a thruster. For me to put a light source back there and then I have to put a clear part, not something I was thinking about. But I came and I guess I was inspired by an idea. Sometimes you see things that catches your eye and you say to yourself, you know what? This can be a very good idea. I should try this. I've been collecting these for a couple of months now, and I'm going to use this. What you see here is the cap of a shampoo bottle. I'm not going to name the brand for obvious reasons, but you probably are aware of what it is. This is the one that goes on top. I cut the side of this, and this acts as a perfect vent thruster type thing, where it can go here. Clearly I'm going to put some parts to make it like contour to this part, as you can see. But this will be perfect for these thrusters here. One here and one there. Now, how to figure this out. This is like multiple layers of layers here. I'm going to show you this example. I cut this out and I began sanding this part here, but I think most likely I'm going to probably do another thing on this. But this part I had to begin to snip off the inside of this because this thing is too, doesn't look right. It's not, first of all, it's not, this should be here. This hole should be on this side, and it's not. So it's gonna, what I'm planning to do is using plot plate, I'm going to cover the inside of this. But it's going to be covered up to the point where I can put one thruster here and the other thruster here. This thruster has a port here which I'm going to drill a hole so to expose where the LED light goes through. So the LED light will be put through the plate here, sticking, and then all I have to do is stick it on there. One there and one there. Most likely in this position and in this position. And then it will then be connected to this, which of course this part is in a curvature, so I may end up either sanding this part here or sanding this part here. Either or, it's going to look like this, and parts will be going over it like that. And it will look like that. That's my intention. What do you guys think of that? This is a lot of work because this is not styrene. This is more of a rubbery type plastic. So I got to work with, I'm going to work with the shape, but it's going to be the point where I'm going to be, cheating here. And the problem with this and this is the opening of the cap was on one side. So clearly, and then you have this little bent here. So like on the other side that has to be covered, this side had to be covered. Both sides have to be covered. Regardless of the case, both sides have to be covered. So I already did some holes here for testing. And yeah, so that's my idea with the weapons pylon thruster type thingy bag. Think I'm a little crazy doing this? I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. Which of course, at the same time while I was working with this, I also I saw portable shampoo bottles that had the same shape, like this little one here. And going back to that thruster thing, I was going to put it back here, which I think I may end up doing because that way it will look nice, but then I think maybe that's not a good idea. I don't know yet. I really don't know. I'm thinking the other part that's here should be good, like here and here. So I have to figure that out because remember this part here? that I believe goes like this. Is it here? Or is it there? Oh no, was it? Where's the other part? I think it's this one then. I don't know. I forgot. But I could. Oh, there it is. Oh, they both came off. Strange. Ah, never mind. You guys get the idea. So, let me figure this out and see where we go from here. Okay, so using the saw, I was cutting off this part here and here, since this is going to be flush, as well as this part here and here. And I was putting these little guides here to hold up the plastic. Measuring the size of this, I was able to get a relatively universal size that you see here. This goes pretty much wraps around the entire area. And I decided to make some parts here like this. It goes like this right here. So that actually is perfect for that. And as I'm holding it, I have this part here. It goes right here. I may have to redo this one because it's not even out. I could bend this and whatever, but I may have to restructure this one. This part came out okay right here. It's the alignment of this down here in the bottom. I didn't put a piece of plastic behind here to hold it up to keep it straight. So this just gives me a rough idea and estimate of how this will look once I cover this part up and cover this part up, which of course leads me into a new issue. And the issue is, of course, how the whole, well, there's two things that's going to happen here. I need to figure out how to hold up the kit using this now area that's been expanded. Remember, we had that little plastic part held up for that single stand part. And since I'm going to make a custom stand, I need to make something where it could slide in properly and latch into place. But before I move on to that, I need to find out. Well, clearly the wiring and the two RF switch devices will go through there, and then the wiring needs to funnel through under here. Wiring needs to funnel through the side, which I'm going to make holes, most likely back here, so that way a tube, a hose-like thing will go to the pods. Plus, I need to find out, since there's a hole here, that's fine. I can stick a wire here, and when I put the part here for the, when I make the custom eye field, the wire won't go around through there. Same thing will go through here for the massive mega cannon. So wiring comes out here, 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 and then the connection here, with the possibility of wiring going to here, here, because as much as I think this came out okay, where would I put it? Like that. I have a feeling I'm not going to use it. I don't know yet. I still don't know. But right now, this is what I got. But we need to talk about the one thing that's the most important part of the kit, and that is the LEDs and the wiring. Let's talk about that.